I've been using a lot of AI design tools lately, and most of them do the same thing. You put in a prompt and you get back either a flat image or a handful of code that doesn't work well enough to give you an actual app. Either way, you end up hitting a dead end because you can't get past the design part of the vibe coding process. That's honestly the biggest bottleneck in a lot of these AI design tools, but the best AI tools out there are the ones that can execute the design part well, but also give you high quality code that you can export in multiple different formats like React, Tailwind, and TypeScript. This is exactly what Flowstep does. Every beautiful design that it generates has real code behind it. So when you design something in Flowstep, you're not just creating a pretty mockup, you're making something that can actually become a real product. Because after all, most of us are trying to produce something real that can be used by actual consumers. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. We're going to design a complete app from scratch, use references to shape the visual direction, copy it straight into Figma, and then look at the Flowstep MCP integration that lets you use it directly from your favorite AI tools like Cursor, Codex, and Claude Code without switching back and forth between tools. All right, let's get into it. To give you a little bit more context before we jump in, Flowstep is an AI design assistant, and it claims to generate real UI in seconds, and you'll see that this claim is actually true once we jump in. All these examples you're seeing on the right, these are real user interfaces, fully editable, not just mockups that you can't do anything with. Instead of starting with a blank canvas like we've all done before in Figma, you have a design agent working right there with you, and you can collaborate with any teammates that need to be involved in your design project. Here's the prompt I'm going to use. Generate a CRM dashboard that consolidates sales, marketing, and customer service data into a dark mode, modern dashboard. Now I'll hit prompt and watch our designs come to life. Here's a quick overview of the Canvas UI. We have a left sidebar where we see the status updates of whatever generations are happening. We have an infinite canvas where we can see our designs come to life in real time with each component being generated piece by piece. Now, once our design is fully generated, we're going to be able to select individual elements in our screen and make manual edits to them in this right sidebar. So you don't have to do everything through prompting, especially if it's a small change. Now it's finished generating our first screen, and it's given us a summary in the left sidebar. It generated a dark mode CRM dashboard doing exactly what we asked it to in our first prompt. Now check this out. I love how Flowstep's imagination algorithm has really good design instincts and came up with a design as clean and intuitive as we would expect from an actual senior designer. The only keywords we gave it were dark mode and modern, and we've landed on a fantastic first draft. But now that we have something real sitting on our canvas, one of the most important parts of the design process is being able to iterate on something and make meaningful improvements to it. And there's a few ways we can do that. First of all, I see a few things that I'd like to make some quick manual edits to. This search bar stands out a lot, and I'd like to make it a bit more discreet. So I'm going to select it by holding Command and clicking, and rather than an input field that takes up so much space, I'd like it to just be a simple square button that just has this search icon. So I'm going to scroll down and remove this placeholder text, and then I'm going to reduce the width of it. Now that's looking exactly how I want it to and looks a lot more natural on a dashboard like this. When I scroll down, I'm also noticing some misalignment here. Realistically, this urgent badge should be pushed up against the top of the container. So I'm going to select the container and then change the container settings to be top aligned. You can think of this functionality as auto layout from Figma or Flexbox from CSS. Those are just a couple examples to show you that if you have some small changes you want to make, you have that manual control. You're not locked into writing a long prompt that the AI isn't even guaranteed to follow. Now I'm going to show you the best way to come up with huge iterations of your screen in Flowstep. All I have to do is select my screen and then open this edit dropdown. Check it out. I can make it light mode, I can make it prettier, and several other options to make big adjustments to your screen without writing a long-winded prompt. Let's try a different visual style and see what it comes up with. Now our dashboard has a completely different look with a serif typeface, green accent color, and each of these KPI cards are now attached to each other. I think for a dashboard like this, the previous version was more fitting, but it's still worth using this feature whenever you think the visual direction of your dashboard could be improved. Now let's check out our other editing options. One of my favorites is called Create Next Screen. It creates a new screen that would follow this one in the user journey. So let's try it and see which screen it comes up with. So the next screen it's generated is what it would look like if we were on the Sales tab, drilled down into a deal, showing the main KPIs, a timeline, key contacts, and some more content down at the bottom. Most of the styling from the first screen has been retained, but we can see it's gone ahead and reverted back to a sans serif typeface. But it would have been nice if it kept that consistency. So it's not perfect, but this is still a very helpful feature when you need to explore designs from many different screens within your product. What I've found that Flowstep can do pretty reliably though, is recreate a screen at mobile width. This is really important if any of your end users are going to be using your product on their mobile device. So let's see how it does creating a mobile version of this deal screen. Now check it out, that took about a minute and now we have a mobile version of this deal screen. Following all the same styling as before, the KPI is nicely laid out as a grid, and our timeline displayed vertically. And remember, all these screens we're coming up with exist as code at this point. So we don't just have a responsive version of this screen visually, it's essentially already responsive in code, which I'm gonna get more into pretty soon. Now, one of the best things about Flowstep is that we can generate multiple screens at the same time. We don't have to create all of them one by one individually. So I'm gonna prompt it and say, create screens for all other pages within this dashboard. Now, when Flowstep AI needs more clarity about what you're looking for, it'll ask you questions. It's asking me which format I prefer for these new screens, desktop only, desktop and mobile, or mobile only. Let's say desktop and mobile since we want a fully responsive app. And just like that, it's getting to work building several other screens for each remaining page: sales, marketing, customers, support, reports, and settings, all using that green theme that we've established. And now, just like that, we've generated screens for each of the remaining tabs in our left sidebar. We have marketing, customers, support, reports, and settings, all following that same visual direction. So at this point, we have the designs for an entire app, but let's say we want to keep making edits outside of Flowstep. You probably use the designer's favorite, Figma. And what we can do is take one screen or all of our screens and hit export to Figma. And just like that, the design has been copied to our clipboard. And now with a Figma file open, we can paste it in. And there we go. The best thing about importing a design that's already been built with code is that it gets put into Figma with perfectly structured auto layout. This way we can easily keep making changes within Figma without manually dragging and dropping a bunch of loosely structured frames. If I want to rearrange these KPIs, for example, all I have to do is click and drag. It's that easy to continue making layout changes. Now, if you don't want to take your Flowstep designs into Figma, and you instead want to go straight to working in code, that's just as easy. All I have to do is select a screen and hit export to code. Now I have an unzipped folder with all of the code that makes up that screen that we had in Flowstep, including TypeScript files, CSS, components all wrapped up in a JSON file, and everything else that makes up that screen that Flowstep AI produced. Now, here's my favorite part about Flowstep. They have an MCP server. I use Claude Code a lot, so being able to access Flowstep from my favorite AI tool is super important. The process to set it up is really simple. All you need is a Flowstep account, create an MCP JSON file in my project root, run any Flowstep tool to start the authentication, and now all I have to do to authenticate is sign into my Flowstep account. Now to make sure it's working, I'll say list my Flowstep files. And there we go. It's working and it's listed all my existing Flowstep files, the CRM dashboard we've been working on today, and a couple other designs from before. Now let me show you a prompt that's actually useful for communicating with the Flowstep MCP. I'll say in my CRM dashboard, generate the main dashboard screen in a completely different visual direction. Now we can see right behind our terminal that next screen is actively being generated in Flowstep, in the completely different visual style that we asked for. This is the power of Flowstep's MCP server, which lets you interact with Flowstep directly from your favorite AI agent, whether that's Claude Code or Cursor. This is also showing us that Flowstep can go in many different visual directions, and you can achieve whatever specific visual direction you want if you're specific enough with your prompts. Or you can do what I've done today and leave it open-ended and let Flowstep handle the design process. So that's Flowstep. What makes it so valuable is the amount of friction in the design to build process that it actually removes. The Figma handoff, the plugin dependencies, the amount of time spent trying to get a developer to understand a visual direction, a lot of that just goes away when the designs are already in code. And that's a capability that you don't reliably get with a lot of these AI design tools nowadays. The MCP server especially, being able to stay inside your favorite IDE or agentic AI tool and generate real, beautiful UI without switching tools, that's been one of the main deciding factors in me using Flowstep because it meets me where I am and I don't have to compromise my everyday tools. Link to get started is down in the description. Completely free to try, and if you want to keep seeing more AI design workflows and how I'm using these tools day to day, hit subscribe because I have a lot more coming for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.